Context logic, otherwise known as Wish stock, could explode very soon. Let's get into how I think this could happen, where I think the stock is headed, and some news that just recently came out about the stock. Make sure you guys watch to the very end of this video so you get my full analysis on Wish stock and where I think it's headed. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. But other than that, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with Context Logic, otherwise known as Wish stock. Let's get into what's been going on with the stock recently, where I think it's headed, and an interesting news article with a pretty good piece of news in my opinion. But let's get into it. As you can see here, Context Logic currently trading at about $11.10 on the intraday, sitting about July 9th is the date, as we can see here, and overall it's about 9:58 p.m. here in California. So we're a little bit into the market session overall. Still plenty of hours to go though until the close. And overall we're trading green. As you can see here, we're doing very well on the day, and actually yesterday we ended up finishing green as well on the stock chart, which is always really good news in my opinion, and a good thing if the trend can continue. Up just about 0.86% today, and overall doing very well. We're going to be looking a little bit deeper into, of course, the price action in the later part of this video, but for now we're going to dive into a few of the metrics going on with Wish and just giving updates and things like that. So first things first, let's hop into the shortsqueeze.com metric area where we can look at Wish's short squeeze, or well, not short squeeze, sorry, it's short interest and just short information overall. As you can see here, we can take a look. The short interest, or the shares short, are currently 18,340,000. Short interest ratio, or days to cover, is about 0.4. Short percentage of float is 5.38%, so still relatively high, not as high as it used to be, because you can see here, short percent increase to decrease right about here, sitting at negative 24%. That means there has been a negative, or rather a 24% decrease in short interest over the past couple of days, which is fascinating to see, because what this means obviously is, one, that short sellers are likely targeting less and less this stock as they're probably getting a little bit scared. They might be getting a little bit nervous on whether or not this price action that we're seeing right here indicates a possible bigger move. And overall, I mean, any decrease in short interest is necessarily a good thing for the stock, because that means, of course, more people are confident in it. However, that does decrease the likelihood or the odds of a short squeeze occurring, because of course we have to have a large short interest to begin with to have a short squeeze happen. Now, that's not guaranteed. Short squeezes happen all the time, with a variety of different stocks. That is not 100%, guaranteed that has to happen, but it does help to have a higher short percentage, your short interest percentage rather. But so this is basically just what we're looking at as far as shortsqueeze.com goes. I think these metrics are really important. The negative 24% decrease, I think, is something to really focus on there and to be aware of. So what is the piece of news? This came out about 2 days ago, but it's still pretty fresh. Wish receives payment institution license for EU. Street remains cautiously optimistic. Interesting little headline there. We'll read a little bit into this article, but I won't waste your entire time with reading the whole article, just so we can get an idea of what obviously the article is about. So Context Logic Wish announced that its Dutch subsidiary Context Logic BV, or CLBV, has been granted a payment services license from the Dutch Central Bank. Context Logic is an e-commerce platform. You guys know what Wish is. The new payment services license will allow the company to process transactions directly and will help in managing the payments value chain in a compliant manner that will also reduce the company's reliance on third parties. So what this whole article basically goes over is, of course, like we said in the overall title here, Wish receives payment institution license for EU. This is huge, because that means that, one, Wish is going to now start, expanding into the EU. We already knew they had a really strong grip on American markets, especially in the US, of course. America and US, same thing, obviously, but they're doing, pretty well over here. Their revenue streams are slowly growing, and they're getting a lot of people to log on and get on with their app. Most of the purchases are being made through the app right now to begin with. And the revenue streams are on a beautiful upward trending curve. The only bummer or the problem is that just there's a lot of short interest still, unfortunately, and there has been a significant decrease like we just discussed, so that is a good sign. But of course, a lot of people don't believe in the stock, even though e-commerce in my mind is the future, and I think that Wish has a valuable role to play in the e-commerce revolution that we have been going over for the last 5 years and that we're continuing to go through for the next couple of years. So just overall, I think this is pretty good news that they're expanding into the EU and they're going to be able to get a foothold in a lot more, I guess, variations of the market that they're currently in. The EU is so vast and expanse, and you never know. There could be, a variety of different markets out there in the international space where they can just absolutely take over and destroy and do incredibly well. We see this happen all the time with China, where there are products made in the US or products or a service or whatever it might be that end up becoming really popular in foreign countries like China, like Japan, like Germany, like Sweden, like a variety of different places on the globe that are, of course, not domestic in the US, end up doing very well. So I think this is a very good news for Wish overall. This is, of course, 2 days ago, and you could argue that this is likely a little bit why we're seeing a greener trend with Wish lately. We've also seen a lot of investing influencers, especially on Twitter, especially on Instagram, and I can think of a specific one to name. I won't say his name though, but I'm sure you probably might know who I'm talking about, who is dumping a lot of money, let's just say a lot of money into this stock right now as a swing trade basically. And he has a large following that tend to kind of go along with the plays that he does on Twitter or whatever, and they a lot of times they play out and a lot of people make a lot of money, but he's been putting a lot of money into Wish lately, and that is something that's gotten a lot of people's attention. So that is something to keep in mind. Now let's dive into the price action here on Think or Swim. As you can see here, this is the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Overall, pre-market relatively stagnant, not much movement, just kind of up and down, really not much going on there. As you can see here, opens the day, dumps heavy down to about 1080, 10 kind of 81 level down here, recovers all the way back, V-shaped recovery back to the $11.17 category, hits about a high there of about 11.20, and now we're just kind of trading back down and kind of trading sideways for the day so far. Now, if there is a catalyst that comes out before the end of the day, or if there is some kind of good news or maybe another big event socially as far as retail sentiment goes that happens, I think we could end the day on a positive note. That's if that happens. Again, if that doesn't happen, overall momentum, just the way everything's looking, the way the RSI is panning out, the way the MACD is panning out, this might be the high, unfortunately, for the day, of course, and this is the day, obviously, and by the time this video is out, who knows, the market might even be closed. So of course, keep that in mind, and you guys can tell me in the comments, whether I was right, whether I was wrong. So let's zoom out just a little bit here, go to the 20-day, just so we get a better idea of the trend going on right now. So originally we were on a beautiful uptrend all the way up to the $15 level, $15.18. But unfortunately, since then we've been on a massive downtrend, just scraping down here to the bottom. And I think what's important to notice, though, what's important to take into account is that if we look at the RSI got super hot right here at this 10 level here, which is just a couple of days ago, right? Or it wasn't even a couple of days ago, actually. If we can check the date here, it's 7/8/21. That was not that long ago from the time of making this video. Literally yesterday, actually, because today I believe is the 9th. Yeah, so really interesting stuff there. RSI gets super low. The amount of people that I saw on social media buying the dip at this level is incredible. Everybody was buying the dip on this, okay? So if that doesn't tell you the confidence may be increasing, and when confidence in retail increases, usually, not always, but usually, trends tend to reverse. We can see a possible reversal in this negative trend that we've been experiencing since back here on June 28th. And maybe we'll get back up to the $15 level. Maybe. Again, there needs to be more news. Retail sentiment needs to stay high, and overall, just things need to keep moving in the right direction. But guys, just keep an eye on these graphs. They're really important. Keep an eye on all the metrics because, of course, they're really important. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for Wish. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video like this. Check out our WeBull link if you guys want to pick up some free stocks with WeBull, and check out our Patreon link if you guys want to join our private Discord. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.